The Arabic word tibak in these verses, translated into English as layer, means layer, the appropriate cover or covering for something, and thus stresses how the top layer is well suited to the lower. The word is also used here in the plural, layers. The 7 heavens in layers, as described in the verse, is without doubt the most perfect expression of the atmosphere. It is a great miracle that these facts, which could not possibly be discovered without the technology of the 20th century, were explicitly stated by the Quran 1400 years ago. The Quran draws attention to a very important geological function of mountains. We placed firmly embedded mountains on the earth, so it would not move under them. As noticed, it is stated in the verse that the mountains have the function of preventing shocks on the earth. This fact was not known by anyone at the time the Quran was revealed. It was in fact brought to light recently as a result of the findings of modern geology. According to these findings, mountains emerged as a result of the movements and collisions of massive plates forming the Earth's crust. When 2 plates collide, the stronger one slides under the other. The one on top bends and forms heights and mountains. The layer beneath proceeds under the ground and makes a deep extension downward. That means that mountains have a portion stretching downwards as large as their visible portion on Earth. In a scientific text, the structure of mountains is described as follows. Where continents are thicker, as in mountain ranges, the crust sinks deeper into the mantle. In a verse, this role of the mountains is pointed out through a comparison with pegs. Have we not made the earth as a bed and the mountain its pegs? Mountains, in other words, clench the plates in the earth's crust together by extending above and beneath the earth's surface at the conjunction points of these plates. In this way, they fix the Earth's crust and prevent it from drifting over the magma stratum or among its plates. The fixing effect of mountains is known as isostasy in scientific literature. Isostasy is the state of equilibrium between the upward force created by the mantle layer and the downward force created by the Earth's crust. As mountains lose mass due to erosion, soil loss, or melting of glaciers, they can gain mass from the formation of glaciers, volcanic eruptions, or soil formation. Therefore, as mountains grow lighter, they are pressed upwards by the raising force implemented by the liquids.
Briefly, we may liken mountains to nails that keep wood pieces together.
Alternatively, as they grow heavier, they are pressed into the mantle by the force of gravity. Equilibrium between these two forces is established by isostasy. Today, we know that the rocky external layer of the Earth's surface is riven by deep faults and split into plates swimming above the molten lava. Since the Earth revolves very quickly around its own axis, were it not for the fixing effect of the mountains, these plates would shift. In such an event, soil would not collect on the Earth's surface, water would not accumulate in the soil, no plants could grow, and no roads or houses could be built. In short, life on Earth would be impossible. Through the mercy of God, however, mountains act like nails, and to a large extent, prevent movement in the Earth's surface. This vital role of mountains that was discovered by modern geology and seismic research was revealed in the Quran centuries ago as an example of the supreme wisdom in God's creation. We placed firmly embedded mountains on the earth, so it would not move under them. Iron is one of the elements highlighted in the Quran. In Surat al-Hadid, meaning iron, we are informed, "We also sent down iron, in which there lies great force, and which has many uses for mankind." The word anzalna, translated as "we sent down," and used for iron in the verse, could be thought of having a metaphorical meaning to explain that iron has been given to benefit people. But when we take into consideration the literal meaning of the word, which is being physically sent down from the sky, as in the case of rain and sun rays, we realize that this verse implies a very significant scientific miracle. Because modern astronomical findings have disclosed that the iron found in our world has come from giant stars in outer space, since the temperature in the sun is inadequate for the formation of iron. The sun has a surface temperature of 6,000 degrees centigrade and a core temperature of approximately 20 million degrees. Iron can only be produced in much bigger stars than the sun, where the temperature reaches a few 100 million degrees. When the amount of iron exceeds a certain level in a star, the star can no longer bear it, and eventually it explodes in what is called a nova or a supernova. These explosions make it possible for iron to be given off into space. All this shows that the iron metal did not form on the Earth, but was carried from exploding stars in space and was sent down exactly the same way as stated in the verse. Astronomy has also revealed that other elements were also formed outside the Earth. In the expression, "we also sent down iron," in the verse, the word "also" may well be referring to that idea. However, the fact that the verse specifically mentions iron is quite astounding, considering the discoveries made at the end of the 20th century. In his book, Nature's Destiny, the well-known microbiologist Michael Denton emphasizes the importance of iron. Of all the metals, there is none more essential to life than iron. It is the accumulation of iron in the center of a star which triggers a supernova explosion and the subsequent scattering of the vital atoms of life throughout the cosmos. It was the drawing by gravity of iron atoms to the center of the primeval Earth that generated the heat which caused the initial chemical differentiation of the Earth, the outgassing of the early atmosphere, and ultimately the formation of the hydrosphere. It is molten iron in the center of the Earth which, acting like a gigantic dynamo, generates the Earth's magnetic field, which in turn creates the Van Allen radiation belts that shield the Earth's surface from destructive high-energy penetrating cosmic radiation and preserve the crucial ozone layer from cosmic ray destruction. Without the iron atom, there would be no carbon-based life in the cosmos, no supernova, no heating of the primitive Earth, no atmosphere or hydrosphere. There would be no protective magnetic field, no Van Allen radiation belts, no ozone layer, no metal to make hemoglobin in human blood, no metal to tame the reactivity of oxygen, and no oxidative metabolism.